Hi, I'm Brett Payne. I just wanted to thank you, first of all, for finding us. Somehow you filled out a form somewhere on the web, and somehow that led you to Contender eSports, and we really appreciate you doing that. And I thought what I would do is just give you a little bit of information about Contender eSports, just a very quick overview of kind of the basic questions that people always ask us at the very beginning. And if you listen to this and kind of jot down some notes, I think it'll give you some really good context for future conversations that we can have. So one thing I was going to mention is below this video, if you can just fill out that form and give us a few more details, that will help us as well to be able to have a really good conversation with you and make the most of your time. Because obviously after you get that information to us, what we're going to want to do is maybe jump on the phone for 5 or 10 minutes, find out what it was that interests you, that brought you initially to Contender eSports, find out kind of what your goals are, what you're wanting to achieve, where you live, maybe a little bit about your family, and that will help us to get a good foundation for us to talk through some more of the details. So first of all, just a bit about who we are. We are a franchise that started in 2018, but actually there's a longer history to us. The relationships and the partnerships that we have date years ago in the development of bringing together a really good solid system of gaming centers that we can develop and put not only in the United States but throughout the world. The relationships that we have are with the largest providers of esports equipment in the world, and there's really strong strategic partnerships that we have there, as well as lots of years of franchising and knowing how to put in good systems and good operations and customer service and game management vendors and all those kinds of good things. So we are looking for really strong entrepreneurs, owners who are interested in the industry, who are really focused on customer service, and who are looking for a business really that they're not having to quit their existing job necessarily. A lot of franchises, when you buy into them, it takes an incredible amount of time to kind of run those operations. This is a very different kind of franchise. This is for somebody who is happy with the job that they're at. I mean, of course, they can go and do this full time. That's totally fine. But this is the kind of franchise that does not require the owner to be there on the premises. Most of the information and data and things like that you need, you can get off of your phone. It really only takes one person to be at a location during working hours. We are normally open from 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Monday through Thursday, and then on the weekends we're open until 2 a.m. There are some scenarios where it's possible to be open 24/7, but it's not required by any stretch of the imagination. So during those opening hours, typically, like I said, there's only one person that has to run the store. On weekends, you might have two people, so it's very low payroll. There's not a lot of management of people, and quite honestly, the people who work at Contender eSports locations are not having to do that much. It's not very complicated kind of work. We can train them very, very quickly, and it's really a happy place. It's an enjoyable atmosphere and concept to be a part of. So when you're looking for a franchise, certainly it's something that you don't need to be there as an owner all the time. Very little payroll. Very little overhead, to be honest with you. It's generally what we would consider a low investment in terms of franchising, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. And it's very much about systems. So that when people talk to us about our locations, they often ask, like, what kinds of games do you have? That's another big question. They're really separated between what we call console games and PC games. So at every station that we have, and when we put in a location, there might be 40, 50, 60, 70 stations or seats that have their super high quality, excellent chairs, keyboards, tables, mice, big monitors, headsets. I mean, everything is top of the line. It's an extraordinary experience for the customers, which is what we want. And when they log in, like I said, they have access to console games. So that's going to be Xbox games or PS4 consoles. So those are available. They generally are more interesting to a customer base that is maybe between the age of let's say 12 or 13 up to maybe 15, 16. That's where that market sets. And then there's another set of gaming systems that are called PC-based gaming systems. Those are going to be more interesting to maybe 15 to 16-year-olds up to 35-year-olds. That's the demographic. So the question always is, what's the split? Do I have 10% console and 90% PC, or do I do 50-50? What do I do? It depends on the location, but we help you with that. Don't worry about that at all. We take care of all your real estate for you. Once we find that real estate, we have lots of demographic data, and we can make a very, very good assessment to help you know how you do that split depending on what kind of customer base that you're going to attract. So, but out of those games, let's just talk about the PC-based games. When somebody logs in, the library that we have available to you as a franchisee, there's about 1,000, 1,200 games that are available. The fact is, you really don't need to have all of those accessible to your customers. Really about 40, 50 games. We'll tell you what those games are. We'll help you with the licensing and all that kind of thing. So you don't have to make any of those decisions. We'll help you out with it. And if you do need to add a game later or something like that, it takes 15, 20 seconds to get that, put that in the system, get it deployed to the different stations. Everything's updated automatically for you overnight. We have really a great kind of hands-off system for you. So it's, like I said, a great experience for your customers, and also as an owner, we're trying to make it a very simple business for you. The total investment ranges, and you can see this on our website and in the FDD if we end up getting that to you, but it's on the website. We generally tell people you're going to probably land somewhere around $175,000, $200,000. Again, it depends on the size of the space. If you add more stations in, obviously that space begins to, or that investment begins to go up a little bit. But you can see again on the website where that investment is going to land. So how do we do it? This is the magic of what we do at Contender eSports. So we try to, as I said, take care of everything from beginning to end, from the time that somebody signs an agreement to the time that you're open for business and everything is running and everybody's happy. There is a video that we will send to you that specifically outlines that. But essentially what happens is when someone signs an agreement with us, we have a real estate agency, we have all the demographic data. We're the only company in the world that has specific data for where to put game centers anywhere in the world. As of the time of this video, that's 100% true. So you don't have to worry about going and find a location. We will do that for you. We'll pull out all the great, what we call site targets. Then we'll pull out available vanilla shells that we know will work in our particular concept. Because it doesn't require what we call an A-listed property. That means you don't have to have the most expensive property to run a successful center. Basically, it just needs really good parking. We can actually go down to B or C level properties, and they do just absolutely terrifically because it's very much a word-of-mouth customer base. It's not like you need to be the high-profile place on the main street in town or downtown or anything like that. It's just absolutely not necessary. So. But we'll help you to kind of navigate through all that. We'll do the real estate for you. Once you find a location that you love, we get the dimensions on that. We help you with the architect or with the overheads. If you do need to get an architect for some reason in your town, we can give you direction on that. We don't provide that for you, but most likely you don't need one. But we'll do the overheads, the 3D renderings for you. Once you see that you like it, it takes a week and a half to get all that together for you. We'll design the entire store for you. Then everything that goes inside of that store, every desk, every mouse, every piece that goes on the wall, the lighting, every single thing will show up completely packaged for you in about 45 to 50 days. It takes about 7 days to install everything. And then you're up and running. You're very much hands-off. We give you direction. We guide you through the entire thing. We have all of it lined out for you. So you don't have to worry about big, long general contracting projects and all that kind of stuff. Just forget it. We deliver it for you. We get it installed. And we're after about getting your customer base in place. We'll do all the training for you. We've got lots of great training, business training, training on how to run the store, obviously, marketing. We come in, we help you with all those kinds of things, get you up and running, and have a great time. So the final question that people have, and this video is running a little bit long, is how much money can you make? We can't tell you exactly how much money you can make, But once you have a conversation with us, you fill out an application, we get you pre-approved, we will give you access to tools that we have called the Profit and Loss Estimator. We have to give you a little password. You can get in there. There's a couple videos explain to you how to use it. Nice, really helpful spreadsheets that we tell you exactly what to change, and it will tell you what kind of revenues you can be, what you can be looking at. So again, thank you for finding us. Again, my name is Brett. You're going to hear from either me or you're going to hear from one of my partners named Patrick Healy. When we email you, it will always come from our corporate email address, contenderesports.com. If you don't see something from us, especially if you have Yahoo or Hotmail, Gmail doesn't do it that often, but if you have Yahoo or Hotmail, they always throw our stuff in spam or the junk folder. Look there for content from us. You also will have our cell numbers because we like to be really personable. If you're overseas and you use WhatsApp, you can text us on WhatsApp. You can always Skype. You can always email. You can always call. Any way you need to get a hold of us, we are here for you to help you go through this process to find out if this is something that's good for you, something that's good for us, and if there's a place that we can work together on this, or maybe we'll just become friends. Maybe that's it. Okay, thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.